Very good morning, students. We will take up another session that is on a Descartes stem. So, last class we have discussed about Descartes root and monocard, and in this session we are going to discuss about the Descartes stem and monocard stem. So, I think so it's visible on the screen. Here, Descartes stem is broadly classified into that is a outermost epidermal region, epidermal region. Okay, so and this is a cortex region, and there are and remaining so this is vascular region, and this is the pith, and epidermis, that is the outermost that is protective layer covered with the cuticle, so and bears trichomes and few stomata. So there will be consist of some trichomes, and the stomata are present there, and the presence of cuticle that reduces the rate of transpiration, and trichomes are the multicellular outgrowths which is found on the stem portion. Cortex is a multi-layers, so as arranged between epidermis and pericycle. It consists of three subzones, so collenchyma, parenchyma, and this is that is endodermis also present there. There consists of a three zones. Hypodermis, that is outer zone, it consists of a few layers of collenchymatous cells, and that found just below the epidermis. It gives a mechanical support. So cortical layers, hypodermis consists of round welled parenchymatous cells that have some intercellular spaces, and innermost layer of cortex is called as a endodermis, and this consists of a starch sheath and pericycle present inner side to the endodermis, and that helps gives a protection to the vascular bundles. Here steel consists, the steel is called as a pericycle. Steel is called as a consists of pericycle, vascular bundles, and the pith collectively that we called as a steel anta karite. Steel is a pericycle, vascular bundles, and the pith. Medullary rays that are found between the vascular bundles, that is the radial conduction of water takes place. Vascular bundles, they are ring arrangement, that is the main characteristic feature of a Descartes stem. So where the vascular bundles are arranged in a ring form, so that is the main characteristics of a Descartes stem. And each vascular bundles is conjoint means the xylem and phloem lies in the same radius, and they are open means there is the presence of vascular cambium between the vascular bundles, and endark protoxylem here, protoxylem facing towards the pith, that stem always having a endark protoxylem. So this is the characteristics of vascular bundles. So pith is central portion of stem, mainly rounded parenchymatous cells with have a large intercellular spaces are present here. And when coming to the monocotyledon stems, here, so monocotyledon system, so that is the sclerenchymatous, outermost is the epidermis region, and below the epidermis region, region, so there consist of a sclerenchymatous hypodermis, that occupies the cortex region. And so here vascular bundles are scattered. Look at here, when a Descartes stem andaga vascular bundles are arranged in a ring manner, whereas in a monocot stem you can visible here the vascular bundles are scattered andre alli illi place agide. And so bundle sheets that surrounded by sclerenchymatous bundle sheath, the vascular bundles, and they are conjoint and closed means xylem phloem lies in the same radius, but it is a closed, vascular cambium is absent, so there will no secondary growth at all. And meanwhile the smaller, the peripheral vascular bundles are smaller than the central located. You can visible at the peripheral region there, they consist of some smaller vascular bundles. At the center there is a presence of a larger vascular bundles, and they are containing some water cavities present in within the vascular bundles. Vascular bundles ಒಳಗಡೆ some water cavities cells are present. That is about a monocot stem. So when go for a dicotyledons leaf there, here broadly classified into epidermis, mesophyll and vascular system. And here we'll go with the diagram directly. Vascular epidermis are broadly classified into upper epidermis and the lower epidermis. Upper epidermis and lower epidermis. Upper epidermis is called as a adaxial epidermis in the karitivi. Lower epidermis is called as a abaxial epidermis. So in between upper and lower epidermis, there is a consist of a that is a photosynthetic cells that we call as a mesophyll cells, and those mesophyll cells that is a part of cortex region. We can say that is a part of a cortex region. So where, and these mesophyll cells mainly these mesophyll cells consist of a photosynthesis, means photosynthetic pigments actively involved, means they consist of chlorophyll pigments actively involved in a photosynthesis. They are adaxial and between abaxial epidermis. They are elongated cells. Look at here, they are elongated cells. They are called as a palisade mesophills ಅಂತ ಕರಿತೀವಿ, and they are arranged in one or two layers, and below the these palisade mesophyll cells there is a spongy mesophyll cells. So these mesophyll cells are broadly classified into two types, palisade mesophyll cells and spongy mesophyll cells. Palisade parenchyma, spongy parenchyma anta karitivi in term, but generally we call as a palisade mesophyll and spongy mesophyll cells. Palisade mesophyll cells just found below the upper epidermis, and there are one or two row, and below the palisade mesophills there is a spongy mesophyll cells. They are oval shaped or round shaped, consist of a chloroplast. They are actively involved in a photosynthesis. Got it? And here vascular bundles are consist of xylem and phloem. That lies in the same radius. That is a conjoined and closed type. There is no vascular cambium in between the vascular bundles and does not involve in any for secondary growth. So this is about the dorsiventral leaf. So when come for a monocotyledon leaf or isobilateral leaf, here both same, here also epidermis region, mesophyll region, and the vascular region. So here upper epidermis is called as adaxial epidermis, lower epidermis called as abaxial epidermis, and mesophyll cells are, it is not differentiated as a spongy parenchyma or palisade parenchyma as seen in dorsiventral leaf, where your dorsiventral leaves are broadly classified into palisade and spongy mesophyll cells, but here it is an exception from that one. Here mesophyll cells are not differentiated, just it's a mesophyll cells that occupies a cortex region, where you can see the only one type of cells there. They are oval shape or round shape, and they consist of numerous of a chloroplast pigments that are actively involved in a photosynthesis. Got it? And here there is another striking character. Some of the cells, upper epidermal cells, which are form a adaxial epidermal cells, they are form a long, they are large empty colorless cells called as a bulliform cells, and the bulliform cells, they become absorbed, they become turgid, so that leaves make a to reduce the water stress. So they make a leaf curling towards the inner side. That is the main striking character of a monocotyledons leaf or isobilateral leaf. Isobilateral leaf, why you called iso means same, bi means two, lateral means sides. Both sides equal number of stomata are present there in order to minimize the water loss. So here there is a presence of bulliform cells. These bulliform cells consist of they are large empty colorless cells, and that makes a reduces the water loss from the leaf. Got it? That make leaf curling toward inner side. Just ಏನಾಗುತ್ತೆ ಹಿಂಗ್ leaf expose ಆಗಿದೆ sunlight ಗೆ, ಇದೇನಾಗುತ್ತೆ curling ಆಗ್ತಾ ಹೋಗುತ್ತೆ ಒಳಗೆ towards inner side, and that makes the stomata will not expose directly to the sun. Got it? That is the main. And they are consist of parallel venation. They are similar size of vascular bundles, except in the main veins. So main veins bitre, so they consist of a means the similar size of vascular bundles. They are found in the venations. Got it? So this is about monocot leaf. Coming to the secondary growth, the growth which occurs in a root stem length with the help of apical meristems, because they are involved in a root apical meristems and shoot apical meristems, that we called as a primary growth anta karidivi. And whereas secondary growth, and that helps in a they are called as the lateral meristems. They consist of vascular cambium and cork cambium, that is formed after the primary growth, that is due to help of a vascular cambium and cork cambium, hence it is called as a secondary growth anta karite. And mainly this vascular cambium that going to cut off xylem and phloem. So for example, vascular cambium ankoli, so this is a phloem, so there will be xylem andaga, so this layer is called as a vascular cambium. Vascular cambium cut off xylem and phloem outside, both outside and inner side. And here the formation of cambium ring. So once the intravascular cambium and intervascular cambium and intervascular cambium that completes a complete cambium ring, that gains the meristematic activity, means once the between the vascular bundles and that is a intravascular cambium, and between so in the vascular bundles xylem and phloem, that is the intravascular cambium. Between the vascular bundles there are intervascular cambium. When both intra and intervascular cambium are forms a complete ring, there will be it starts synthesizing a new cells. It starts synthesizing a new cells. You can visible here. You can start synthesizing a new cells. Got it? And it both inner side and outer side. So inner side it starts synthesizing a secondary xylem, outer side it starts synthesizing a secondary phloem cells. You can see the secondary phloem cells. So that is outside, secondary xylem cells are inner side, and here once the secondary xylem cells are produced inner side maximally, and due to the vascular cambium that is more towards vascular cambium more towards active towards inner side than the outside, and that makes the secondary xylem increases. When the secondary xylem increases, simultaneously due to the activity of the cambium ring towards inner side, secondary xylem increases, and that makes a crushed out of secondary phloem. Secondary phloem crushed out, and maximum of the stem portion it is occupied by the secondary xylem. So that makes it forms a one ring in a 1 year. So that vascular cambium completes one ring in a year. So another ring in another year, next ring, another ring in next year. So that makes 1, 2, 3. When you're going to count the number of rings that we call as a annual rings anta karitivi, that estimate the age of a tree. So that we called as a dendrology. The study of age of a tree is called as a dendrology, with the use of the counting of the annual rings that is formed during a secondary growth. Got it? And so when you go with the springwood and autumnwood, so here some physical and environmental factors are not uniform in the year, that get varies here. In the spring season, the cambium is more active and produces large auxiliary elements and vessels with wider cavities. Such would be called as a springwood or early wood. So that is lighter in color, have a low density. When the winter season comes, the cambium is less active and forms a very xylem elements have a narrow vessels. Such wood is called as a autumn wood, or we can say that is a late wood. And this is a darker and have a higher density, and they have concentric rings. For example, in a that is occurs in a where means the physiological environmental factors means they are not controlled, means they are not uniform distributed. If the 26 rings are there, okay, 26 temperate regions are 26 regions are rings are there. So can you estimate the age of a tree? It is not 26 years, it is a 13 years, because when 26 years, once in a year it going to complete 2 cycles of the secondary growth. One is the spring season, another is the autumn season. So collectively we called as a 1 year. Collectively we called as a 1 year. 26 rings means it is a 13 years. 24 years means it is a 12 years. 10 rings means it is a just 5 years. Got it? So like that, it is not at 26 years, it is at 13 years. It is only with the temperate regions. Got it? Because once in a year, so there will be completing of two rings there, and those two rings that makes a secondary growth, and collectively we called was a 1 year, that one. Got it? So like that we make a, but other than the temperate regions, the plant undergo dicot, stem undergo, so only one ring. So that itself estimate the age of a tree. Okay, so we'll go with the next portion. And hardwood and sapwood here, so hard and sapwood here, that is due to the distribution of some organic compounds such as the tannins, resins, such as tannins, resins irbodu, oils, gums, aromatic substances, essential oils, and that makes hard, durable and resistant to the attacks of microorganisms and insects. Can you look at any of ಟ್ರೀ ದೇರ್, ಒಂದು ಟ್ರೀ ಬದುಕಿದ್ದಾಗ ಅದಕ್ಕೆ ಯಾವುದೇ ಥರ ಇನ್ಸೆಕ್ಟ್ ಅಟ್ಯಾಕ್ ಮಾಡಲಿಕ್ಕಾಗಲ್ಲ. ಯಾಕೆ ಮಾಡೋಕ್ಕಾಗಲ್ಲ ಅಂದರೆ ಬಿಕಾಸ್ ಆಫ್ ಪ್ರೆಸೆನ್ಸ್ ಆಫ್ ದೀಸ್ ಆರ್ಗ್ಯಾನಿಕ್ ಕಾಂಪೌಂಡ್ಸ್ ದಟ್ ಮೇಕ್ ರೆಸಿಸ್ಟೆಂಟ್ ಟು ದ ಇನ್ಸೆಕ್ಟ್ಸ್. ಅದೇ ನೀವು ಮರನ ಕಟ್ ಮಾಡಿ ನೀವು ಅದನ್ನು ಹೊರಗಡೆ ಹಾಕಿದಾಗ ಅವಾಗ ಏನಾಗುತ್ತೆ, ಅದಕ್ಕೆ ಇರುವೆಗಳು ಮುತ್ಕೊಳ್ಳೋದು ಅಥವಾ ಇನ್ಸೆಕ್ಟ್ಸ್ ಬಂದು ಅಟ್ಯಾಕ್ ಮಾಡೋದು ನೋಡ್ಬೋದು. ಮತ್ತು ನಾವು ಯಾಕೆ ಮನೆಯಲ್ಲಿ ಪೇಂಟ್ ಮಾಡ್ತೀವಿ, ಡೆಕೋರೇಟ್ ಅಂದ್ರೆ ಅಫ್ಕೋರ್ಸ್ ಇಟ್ ಡೆಕೋರೇಟಿವ್, ಬಟ್ ವೈ ಯು ವಾಂಟ್ ಟು ಪೇಂಟ್ ದಟ್ ನಮ್ಮ ಬಾಗಿಲಾಗಿರ್ಬೋದು, ಡೋರ್ ವೈ ಯು ವಿಲ್ ಮೇಕ್ ಎ ಪೇಂಟ್ ಡೋರ್ಗೆ ಯಾಕೆ ಪೇಂಟ್ ಮಾಡ್ತೀವಿ ಅಂತಂತಂದರೆ, and that means that make resistant to the insect, since it is a non living. ನಾವು ಕಟ್ ಮಾಡಿದಾಗ ನಾನ್ ಲಿವಿಂಗ್ ಆಗಿರುತ್ತೆ. ಆ ರೆಸಿನ್ಸ್ ಅಲ್ಲಿ ರೆಸಿನ್ಸ್ ಇರ್ಬೋದು, ಆಯಿಲ್ಸ್ ಇರ್ಬೋದು, ಎಲ್ಲ ಎವಾಪರೇಟ್ ಆಗಿರುತ್ತೆ ಎನ್ವಿರಾನ್ಮೆಂಟ್ಗೆ. ಅಲ್ಲಿ ಯಾವುದೇ ಥರ ಆರ್ಗ್ಯಾನಿಕ್ ಕಾಂಪೌಂಡ್ಸ್ ಪ್ರೆಸೆಂಟ್ ಇರಲ್ಲ. ಸೊ ಹಾಗಾಗಿ ದಟ್ ಮೇಕ್ಸ್ ಎ will make a paint of door. So that is the main hardwood. And sapwood is there, and they are found at the peripheral region, that is involved, they are living and they are lighter in color, involved in the conduction of water and minerals to the root to the leaf. They are peripheral region. So for example, if ತಗೊಂಡಾಗ the most it is occupied by that is a hardwood anta karitivi. So at the peripheral region is that is a sapwood athwa duramen anta karitivi, and that involved in a sapwood, that conduction of water to the root to the leaf system. So Carchemium, so here Carchemium is called as a phyllogen anta karitivi, and cork is called as a phellum anta karitivi. Secondary cortex is called as a phylloderm anta karitivi. The Carchemium, cork, secondary cortex, phyllogen, phellum, phylloderm, collectively we called as a periderm anta karitivi. We called as a periderm. Got it? And periderm, so here there will be a presence of a bark, togote anta karitivi, we called as a bark. Early bark and late bark, that is the early bark are formed in the early season, the late bark is called as a formed towards the end of a season. And these early bark and late bark, so some of the lenticels are present. So there will be epidermal cells are ruptured here, and there are some loosely arranged lenticels are present that we called as a complementary cells, and those complementary cells helps in a exchange of gases. Right, the exchange of gases occurs through a stomata and lenticels. ಅರ್ಥಾಯ್ತು ಹೇಳ್ತಿರೋದು, ಸ್ಟೊಮ್ಯಾಟೊ ಮುಖಾಂತರ, ಲೆಂಟಿಸೆಲ್ಸ್ ಮುಖಾಂತರ. ಸೊ ದೇರ್ ವಿಲ್ ಬಿ ಎಕ್ಸ್ಚೇಂಜ್ ಆಫ್ ಗ್ಯಾಸಸ್ ಆಗ್ತಾ ಹೋಗುತ್ತೆ, ಅಂಡ್ that lenticels are also called as a complementary cells anta karita hogtivi. And secondary growth in roots, that is occurs in a dicot root, that is followed by the same occurs in a secondary growth in the stem. Even gymnosperms also have the secondary growth. They have a zigzag manner, but there is monocot root or a stem does not show any kind of a secondary growth. There is no secondary growth at all. ಅರ್ಥಾಯ್ತು? ಸೆಕೆಂಡರಿ ಗ್ರೋತ್ ಆಗಲಿಕ್ಕೆ ಚಾನ್ಸೇ ಇಲ್ಲ. ಯಾವುದರಲ್ಲಿ? ಮೊನೊಕಾಟ್ ಅಲ್ಲಿ, ಜಿಮ್ನೋಸ್ಪರ್ಮ್ಸ್ ಅಲ್ಲಿ ಆಗುತ್ತೆ. ಅರ್ಥಾಯ್ತು ಹೇಳ್ತಿರೋದು? ಜಿಮ್ನೋಸ್ಪರ್ಮ್ಸ್ ಅಲ್ಲಿ ಆಗುತ್ತೆ. ಅದು ಎಂಜಿಯೋಸ್ಪರ್ಮ್ಸ್ ಅಲ್ಲಿ, ಅದರಲ್ಲೂ ಡೈಕಾಟ್ ಅಲ್ಲಿ ಸ್ಟೆಮ್, ಡೈಕಾಟ್ ರೂಟ್ ವಿಲ್ ಹ್ಯಾವ್ ದ ಸೆಕೆಂಡರಿ ಗ್ರೋತ್. ಅರ್ಥಾಯ್ತು ಹೇಳ್ತಿರೋದು? ಮೊನೊಕಾಟ್ ಅಲ್ಲಿ ಸೆಕೆಂಡರಿ ಗ್ರೋತ್ ಆಗಲ್ಲ. root ಆಗಿರ್ಬೋದು, stem ಆಗಿರ್ಬೋದು. The gymnosperms will have the secondary growth. Thank you.